I know what this is. It's the issue talk. Let's go!
What's happening? Interwebs world. You know me, you know what it is, but I have to tell you everything all the time. This is the issue we talk. Welcome on this lovely Friday. Um, Catch us on Apple Podcasts, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. And when you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review so we can continue to give you the ish that we talk. Also, shout out to my homeboys at Twitch. We there too. We're gonna keep it rocking for all of those knucklehead guys that are over there and those knucklehead females over there that have no type of morals. They remind me of home all the time. But again, this is the ish that we talk. I am the host of this show. I am Lily. I am the beer drinking, black toting, joint smoking, bad MO that you see in front of you. I am with all the time the woman that is so close to being presidential status. She has people watching her back. She is the illest pit bull in the skirt. She is one of the most proficient individuals when it comes to pushing the bells and whistles for a program like this. She is also happens to be my family member. I am so proud to represent her in the fullest because without her, you would not know me. So let's give a super round of applause for my co-host Lindsay.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
We go. And again, this is the Itch That We Talk. Please, if you have comments or anything, shoot them out there. And if I don't like them, I'm gonna shoot you the fuck down too. But get it going. Let's get it cracking. Lindsay, how is it doing, man? What's going on? You good? How's your health? How's your wealth?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything is everything. We weren't here last week because I took a quick little weekend trip to Chicago to see Juve. Eh. Yeah, for his 25th anniversary of Back That Ass Up tour. So they weren't coming to Kansas City, so had to go to him. And then, he made the news this past week because he had an issue with the airline. So
Yeah, they try to put him in.
yeah, and I still don't understand why. Like I've heard it explained, but I don't get it. So I just pray none of that happens to me as many times I be on the airplane. I just pray that doesn't happen to me because I would flip my wig. Like he handled that like a champ. You
I
know.
just really find it suspicious that out of everybody in first class, they would downgrade his ticket. Clearly, he was probably, especially on the airline, he probably was the only famous person on that airline.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to put him in coach is to try to bow wow this nigga. That's what they tried to do.
Excuse me. Yeah, like it just it doesn't make any sense because the explanation that they're trying to give is that the flight original plane got switched. So they ended up having a smaller plane. So when you have a smaller plane, they randomly select somebody. They like have a computer that randomly selects somebody and they change their seat. But my thing is that he was first class and he was already seated on the plane. So it wasn't like you ran out of people or anything like that. Like he was already there. Or like you had more first class seats. Or maybe that's what it was. Like you stole more first class seats than what you had. So somebody had to go. But it was just far as I know, just one person. So it just like none of it made sense, and he was already seated. So why are you even bothering them? You know what I'm saying? Like it would have made more sense if they would have changed his seat before he got on the plane. But no, it didn't happen. So
whatever happened to respect for celebrities? Like, and I'm not saying that they're better than anybody. So let me not know what I'm saying. I don't want nobody to think that I'm thinking celebrities are better than the next person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what happened to the respect for them where in a multiverse, if I was the pilot and I would have heard that commotion, I would have been like, no fucking way y'all about to put him in coach. It's fucking juvenile to great. What are we fucking talking about?
right.
Y'all don't pick a random motherfucking hey, you white man. Go in the back. Like straight up. Go in the back or I'm not flying. How about that?
Right.
We not about to do this shit.
Right. And then, I watched another show where they were talking about this and they was like, even if it was completely random, the optics of it are bad. Because you got like 15 white people and 2 black people in first class, and then you randomly, quote unquote, pick one of the 2 black people to put them in coach. He was like, yeah, even if it was random and innocent, go ahead and pick one of them white people just because of the optics alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's what it is. Like I respect him for saying, you know what? I'm gonna just catch another flight. You know why? Because I can do that. Like, what the fuck are we talking about right now?
Right, exactly. And he did catch another flight. He didn't miss his show, but he caught another flight with another airline. And from what I understand, the airlines did reach out to him to try to make things right. I don't know how specifically they made it right, but yeah. But he had got back online and was just like, all the money that I have spent with y'all, are y'all serious? And he was like, I'm not about to fly coach. And I ain't mad at him because you spent a lot of money to upgrade your ticket to fly coach. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
My regular ass. If they tell me, yeah, we downgraded you to coach, man, listen. Now, I am. If anybody seen me out in public, I'm the most respectful individual ever. But if you'd have told me some shit like that and I know what I paid, oh man, shit. That bounce music gay dude would have came out of me. I'd have been like, I know you fucking lying. Like in front of everybody.
He's talking about Big Frida.
Yeah. I know you fucking lying. Like I'm no. Excuse me, sir. Do you mind going to the back? Because I'm not.
Right. Right. You already know.
Yeah. I'd have looked them niggas in the face and said, you better roll with it. You better roll with it.
Right.
Shit.
Move it, baby. Stick it, baby. Do it, baby. Stick it, right?
Get the fuck away from me with that shit. Hell no.
Right. Yeah. I'm telling you, he handled it better than me because I'm telling you, I probably would have ended up on a no-fly list. And then this is another thing, like, y'all just telling somebody that you gonna move them. You ain't trying to offer them no flight, no points, no miles. You ain't trying to offer them no credit. You ain't like what? Like you just telling somebody that I'm just gonna move you after I didn't spend all this money for first class, man. No, we not doing that. We not doing that at all.
Denzel said, "Nigga, I'm leaving with something."
Yeah, right. I'm taking something with me. Yeah, that was some foolishness. Like straight up, that was some straight foolishness. Like you don't, and that's the part. That's the part that has my anxiety on 10. Like, because as much as I go places, I hate the process of going places, and my anxiety is always high in the airport. So, but I try my best to keep my mouth shut going through that process because I already know I'm not trying to end up on a no-fly list. Like that's my fear is ending up on the no-fly list, and I'm trying to keep my ass off. I've been successful thus far, but they be really trying you in them damn airports. Yeah, they really do.
I will always say I'm very lucky. I don't fly much, but every time I flew, I've never had a problem. I even had a situation where the last time I flew, coming back, they had delayed my flight, and then when I got my flight, a lot of people didn't get on the flight because it was so late, so they just opted out to get the flight in the morning, and so they upgraded me
Mm.
because it would, know what I'm saying, it wasn't that many people, so they was like, yeah, we're gonna move you to, I don't know what was it, business class or whatever the fuck it was, but it was better than where I was sitting.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. That's what's up. Um, yeah, I just have some like, and I can write a book on all the events that have taken place with me in the airport because it's always something, whether it be from another person to the people that work for the airlines to TSA. I always have an issue. Well, I wouldn't say I always. It's rare that I don't. It's rare that I don't. Now, when I did go to Chicago, excuse me, that was the last flight out. So it was like not even halfway full. So I had the whole row on both sides to myself. I had, and then the row behind me and the row in front of me all to myself. I was like, that's how I like to fly.
yeah, that sounds like a good deal because I know
Yeah.
when they upgraded me the last time, it was like, yeah, I had nice comfortable seats. I was leaning back. I got to put my bag over here. I didn't have nobody sitting next to me. I'm not sitting by the window. I was sitting in the middle. I'm not sitting by the window unless they assign it to me, just because of my fear of heights.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
I prefer the window.
the first time I flew, I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and get rid of this fear of heights and get by the window and like, yeah, enjoy it. And then that just happened to be, we ran right into a storm, and I was like, yeah, probably don't want to do this again. So now, yeah,
Yeah.
I will get a middle seat fast or the outside seat. I don't mind getting up moving for you.
Yeah. See, I don't like this. I don't like the side, the aisle seat because it's traffic. I don't like all the traffic, and I can I can take or leave a middle seat, but if I'm picking, I'm getting that window. Yeah, I like to control the window. I like to be ornery with the window too, because if I notice that the person next to me is looking out the window, I'm shutting it.
Mm, you is disrespectful as a motherfucker.
Hey, you should have got it. Not my fault.
You disrespectful. Now, I did the last time when I went to Florida, I did have a man actually try to shut my window. And I simply was just like, nah, bro. Like,
Yeah,
he's like, I don't need the sun. And I was like, yeah, you should have thought about that. You should have thought about that before you decided to fly to fucking Florida.
right,
What the
right. Like
fuck are we
no,
talking about?
yeah, that don't even make sense. You're going to Florida, but you don't need the sun.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't need the sun right now. And I was like, yeah, okay. I guess you might as well turn around then, because
right. You better
I'm,
close your eyes, shit.
I'm gonna raise my window. First of all, he was sitting in front of me. He shut his window and reached back
Oh
and tried to shut
wow.
mine. And I was like, nah, sir.
Yeah, no, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Yeah, yeah. I'll be that angry person because like I'll close it after a while if it's just me or whatnot. But if I see you looking, I'm shutting it just on the strength. Look forward. Don't look over here. Look forward. So, but hey, I'm that type of person that like even if you be like, oh well, my partner's up there. Do you mind changing seats? No, I do mind. Nope, I'm not changing seats. Like I'm that person because you should have got your seat together. It's not my fault.
I've
So
always been randomly assigned a seat, so I ain't never tripped.
yeah, like and that's why I'm so happy that Southwest is switching over next year because they're going to assign seats. I hate the way that they do it now. It's open seating, so you get in where you fit in on Southwest.
Mm.
But I prefer for me to pick my seat.
Yeah, I've always been assigned a seat, except the first time I flew. That I actually was like, let me get the window seat,
Mm-hmm.
just because I was like, all right, first time flying, I you know what I'm saying. Just just let me see it, just cause.
Yeah, yeah, and I get that. I get that. Well, we got Unveil the Real podcast watching, and he says randomly my ass exactly. He also says our seat is trash, especially if the flight attendant has hips. Right, right.
I don't mind the L seat. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I'm not a picky person. I'm one of them people, man. I'm not even gonna lie. In public, I do not want to like be rude or like cause a scene. So I'm one of them people that just take a lot of shit. Like I'm not even gonna
yeah,
lie to you. I'm just one of them people like, nah, it's cool, it's fine, it's cool, bro. Don't even worry
yeah,
about it. Just cause I don't want the whole rigmarole, because my thing is I know me. So if it is a situation where you give me some type of energy, I know me, I'm going to give you that exact same energy back. So
mm-hmm.
I just be like, nah, it's cool. Don't even worry about it. Because if you jump off, I'm gonna jump off too. Because you got me all the way fucked up thinking you about to get that shit off.
Right, right, right. And I get that. I get that. I try not to, but some people just take you there. I don't know if you remember, but it was like this post that went viral on Facebook about this lady who was in line at TSA, and it was like, you know how the line like zigzags, right? And it'd be a lot of people in the line, obviously. Well, when the line moved up, she didn't move because the line just moved up. It didn't curve or nothing like that. It just moved up. So it was like a big old gap. Now, a normal person in society would have moved up with the line, right? But
Mm-hmm.
because the line didn't for real go nowhere, it was this big ass gap, and she just stood there. And the meme was just basically like, um, don't be this person or something like that, right? I had one of those people in the
Mm-hmm.
line at TSA, and me and her got into it. It was an older white lady. I was so pissed, and it was when I was coming back. I was so pissed. And then even TSA came and said to move up, and the bitch just was there. And I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like me and her got into it because she was just standing there when the line moved, and me and the people that was behind me was coming up because we had just got in the line. And so she was just standing there. So I thought she was waiting on somebody because I mean she had her phone out and everything. So I just assumed she was just waiting on somebody. And I have my headphones on, so I just walked around her. And then when I went to walk around her, that's when she was like, "No, no, no, I'm in line." Well, bitch, what are you doing? Move. So me and her got into it. I called her all kinds of assholes. And she said, "Wow, I've never been called that before." Well, first time for everything, asshole. Because that's what you're doing. You're being an asshole right now. Then she said something else, and I said, "Your mama." So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, can't go without an incident. But,
I'm lucky. I've had good encounters um, when I've got on flights. Um, even I'm before the last flight I went on, the other flight I went on, I was my foot was fucked up, so I had a brace on it, and like I went through the whole rigmarole of, you got to take the brace off and do all this whole extra, and I was telling them like, cool, if I take this brace off, I'm not gonna be able to walk, y'all. Like I'm telling you now.
mm,
But they were very, very helpful. Like they was like, okay, bet I got you. So I was like, yeah,
yeah,
I can't put no weight on this bitch like that. Like, nah, if I
right,
do that, this shit gonna snap into.
right, right. Was that TSA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you'll get somebody that acts normal, but some of them are just assholes. And it's just like, I didn't do it. I didn't tell you to get this job. Like, I'm literally just trying to leave. But, anywho, that had nothing to do with anything on the docket.
No, I mean, it is what it is. We was
Right.
warming up the car.
Right,
Unveil
right,
the
right.
real. You gotta send us your when you do your podcast, man, because we definitely want to watch and contribute and subscribe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We said that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So one thing that was just major that took over all the news this past week was the DNC convention that was held in Chicago. I thought I was gonna run into that traffic, and thank goodness I didn't. So, yeah, it was in Chicago, and it was 4 nights, and there was quite a few things that occurred. One thing that I did see that was freaking dope, was the roll call. Did you see clips of the roll call?
No.
So they had for Georgia, because on the roll call, they call out like all the states, right? And the states, they probably, it's probably maybe 20-30 seconds that they get to talk. Um, and you can get on the mic and say whatever basically, or you can do whatever you want. And Georgia decided to have Little John come out, and it was so freaking dope. So he came out to what is it, turn down for what, and then they switched it to get low because from the window to the walls. So but he switched it up a bit. He said VP Harris to the walls. So that was cool. Then North Carolina, guess what they did?
If they put they have to put Pablo in there.
They did. Now
He
he wasn't there. He wasn't there, but they had his song in the background while they were talking. And so one thing
because he a felon. He can't technically he can vote now. He just has to go through the process.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because they let felons vote now. You just got to go through the process of it.
Yeah, I think that's a state by state thing though.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a state by state thing. And each state has their own process of what you gotta do. But yeah, so they had of course Raise Up for North Carolina. Another one that went viral, which went viral before I even saw Little John, because Little John went viral too. Was California. Their governor is Gavin Newsom, so he spoke. But while he was speaking, they played Next Episode. They played California Love. They played We Gonna Be All Right. And Not Like Us.
Not Like Us is just what is so amazing about Not Like Us to me is like it's such a catchy song. People tend to forget he is calling a nigga a pedophile.
Right. Like, and then, oh my God. Because like I said, it went viral. And one of the tweets that I saw was that they was like, not the DNC is dissing Drake.
That's what like the DNC, like, yeah, man, we don't fuck Canada, nigga. It's America, bitch.
Right. They not like us. They not like us.
I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm standing on this. I've been standing on this ever since I heard the song. And I will say this. Out of everything that they say, Kendrick said in that song, the scariest thing to me was when he said, "You think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac, nigga?" Like, I don't think people understand how that right there should make Drake realize, like, I might not go. I shouldn't go to Oakland. Like,
Like just the Bay, period.
Yeah, I
Like
should not be in San Francisco. I should not be nowhere. Because
nowhere.
this nigga's from Compton and them Bay niggas was like, yeah, nigga, fuck that nigga. Like,
Right.
that's scary. This nigga got a whole Bay against this nigga. You think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac, nigga? Like,
Right.
wait a minute, sir.
Hold on. Right. Like,
you got multiple towns against me, sir.
Right. Like, whoa.
I get Compton.
Whoa.
But the Bay and the conglomerate of what the Bay is.
Right.
Whew,
right. They gonna take on all of Canada. Fuck you mean?
Like, yeah, they'll take everything. Like, God damn, just and then you getting stumped out in Oakland and getting shot at in Vallejo. Like, shit is wild.
Right. That shit was hilarious. When I saw that tweet, I was dead to the bed. I said, not the whole DNC talking about they not like us. They not like us.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck
right.
Drake, fuck Trudeau, fuck the party next door.
Right.
Fuck the weekend.
All
you niggas.
Right, all of them. Fuck
OVO. All you niggas, man.
OVO, motherfucker. Like,
man, we don't like none of you niggas. Even you niggas that ain't even with OVO, we don't even fuck with y'all.
Right, none of them. No.
That Vine nigga, fuck him.
Right.
That nigga from Canada for real.
Right, fuck the Raptors. Fuck them all.
Fuck them all.
Shit. But yeah. So that was the roll call. Another thing that was pretty cool that a lot of people talked about was the Obamas. Michelle spoke. She's not on the whole "you go low, we go high" kick anymore. And then Obama spoke. So a lot of people like seeing that. Oh, Biden spoke too. I believe he spoke on the first day.
Yeah.
So
and they must have gave that nigga Viagra because he was
not Viagra.
Whatever the fuck they gave him, he was way better in that there than that debate.
He ain't got the stress of running for president again. So shit, he's straight now.
So like I was like, boy, what the fuck happened, boy? What they must have gave you a limitless pill, nigga.
Right. He's straight now. He like, whoo. I didn't want to drop out, but now that I have, let's keep the party going. Hey, they not like us. They not like us.
He was so relaxed.
Right? Like, see.
I really don't think he wanted to even run for president.
I mean, I can see both ways. I can see him wanting to run, and then I can also see him being like, whew, child, I didn't want to drop out, but now that you mention it, you know what I'm saying? So, because I mean, especially for the reason why they wanted him to drop out, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of messed up. You know, because nobody really want to accept the fact that they can't do shit no more, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. But sure, he might go on and be like Jimmy Carter and live to 100 and something, you know?
You know what? I'm not even mad at that. You know, all jokes aside, everybody knows my political views, but you know, for a man to you know, all of my disrespect about Biden and there's anybody in political parties aside, for a man to do what he done and been in this and been in this quote unquote spotlight for so long and able to go in his twilight years without the stress, I respect that, man. I respect that to the fullest, and I want him to live a very long, great life as a grandfather.
Right. I do too. You know what I'm saying? I wish it would have been more harmonious, but it is what it is, you know. But yeah, so we had Biden speak, we had the Obama speak. Tim Walz spoke. Um, and you can so tell that he was a coach. Cause when I tell you he gave one of them 2 minute warnings in the fourth quarter type speeches. Now get out there and let's get this touchdown type shit. That's the only thing that he was missing out of his speech. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out here and win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was so dope to see his family. Um, which this went viral as well.
Oh yeah, I did see his son.
Yeah. His son, he has a 17-year-old son named Gus, and he's neurodivergent and he's nonverbal. So anybody, anybody would be emotional to see their father up there giving one hell of a speech on this platform. You know what I'm saying? Like because the whole like his daughter and his wife, they all was emotional. But his son was very emotional, and he kept getting up clapping because he was like super. He was super proud of seeing his dad up there, and he kept going, "That's my dad.
That's
That's
my
my
dad.
dad." It was so dope, right?
Yeah,
So like,
I did see that highlight. I thought that was dope. I was like, damn,
yeah,
because especially with the conditions that he has, the fact
hmm
that like just because I work in this field, so I know. So and that's not to downplay nothing because I really want to highlight this. Wiles is a great father because
hmm
normally an individual like that, especially in the crowd, is very, very uncomfortable. He felt so comfortable watching his dad that he could actually, you know what I'm saying, be emotional like that in front of everybody. So that all political shit aside, Wiles is a great father because
oh
that
yeah,
takes time to even, you know what I'm saying, build that comfortability with a child with those type of needs.
yeah. I agree. You can definitely tell, even if even if um he didn't have those issues, you can
Yeah,
definitely
he's
tell.
still a great dad.
Yeah. You can definitely tell. So that went super viral. That was trending all night or whatever. It was I read so many tweets talking about I'm not crying, you're crying. Like they got everybody's heartstrings, right? So I will almost everybody. Because the other thing that was trending was the Republicans and how rude and disrespectful they are. Um, yeah. So Ann Coulter, she tweeted out something rude and disrespectful, and then other Republicans, other known Republicans, uh, yeah, other known politicians tweeted out rude and disrespectful things all about his son. They all was geared towards his son, comparing his son to Barron Trump and everything. And it was so disgusting. It was so disgusting. Do you know, I saw 1,000,001 tweets calling Ann Coulter a cunt. That's how bad it was. And you know, that's the worst thing that you can ever say in the presence of white woman ears. Is
That is true.
which I'm still, for the life of me, I still don't understand why that is the worst word on this earth, but whatever. Um but yeah, I saw a whole lot of tweets calling her a cunt. And I agree with every last one of those tweets. She is one ugly old ass cunt. And it just seeps out. She's a leaky, she's a leaky discharging cunt. Like she's horrible. She's fucking and that just refuses to get well. She's horrible. Like I can't explain it. I sorry for the graphics, but I I can't explain it no other way. That bitch is horrible. She's the devil. Well, I saw a lot of those tweets too. She's the devil.
Well, I mean, when it's all said and done, it's she is not ever, from what I've seen, been a true lady when it comes to like anything. She always just goes off the rail with hate, 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 hate.
Yeah.
And it just, after a while, everybody sees it. I'm pretty sure it's people in our party is just like, bitch, turn it down.
Yeah. Right. Right. It's it's like she's okay with being the one that's on the island with her ridiculous views and opinions that before Trump you would look at her like, calm down. The fuck is you talking about, But she's in good company now that Trump is a thing
Yeah.
in politics, a thing in politics.
It's like she's always built it. She's white, so she's already had that privilege of being white and wealthy, and now she has political privilege, and she doesn't give a fuck. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the problem about that is you have the backing of politics behind you because you in real life would have been stumped out in the middle of a quick trip somewhere because of the things you say to people.
Yeah, right. Right. And then she says it with this tone in her voice. It's like, bitch, I'll kill you. Like it's just she talks in a very condescending tone to where just her tone alone to get her stomped out.
Yeah, she seems like one of them white people that look at you stupid and be like, so you don't have an inheritance? Like she looks like that type
Mhm.
of bitch.
Right, right.
Like,
I'm sure she is. I'm sure she is. But yeah. I don't think she knew, however, his learning disability because she did end up deleting that tweet. But of course the internet lives for forever. But whether he had that learning disability or not, that's a child. Why are you talking about a child this way? You know what I'm saying? So, but people were doubling and tripling down on the disrespect to this child and comparing him to Barron when low key people have been questioning um if Barron had a learning disability. So I'm like, why are y'all doing this? So like, why are we even and then why would you even compare the kids anyway? Like that in itself is some bullshit. But
I mean, the
yeah,
old saying is no women, no kids, but like nobody respects that anymore.
nobody, nobody. So, but then look at Trump. Like during his first run, um, he like made fun of somebody with a disability that was at his rally. So yeah,
What the fuck is wrong with the world right now?
right. Hey, yeah. So
I'm laughing. The reason why people of the interwebs, the reason why I'm laughing is because of the passion that I have for certain type of people. Um, I always say like for normal people, I'm an introvert. I don't even like to bother normal people, but I love to deal with individuals um, with certain extra to them. I think they're amazing people, and I love to get to know them. And so when I see people disrespecting them, I be like, "Boy, y'all crazy because y'all don't know it's somebody like me that'll knock your shit loose." Like if I see you doing that shit in front of
mhm.
somebody,
Just on the strength.
yeah, just on the strength of, hey, all right, if that person ain't gonna defend themselves, I'm gonna defend them. And then what I really laugh about is a lot of people don't know. Do that shit for real and let them get pissed off. They're going to dog walk you way harder than a nigga fresh out of the joint will.
Right.
Now I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I've been working with these type of people. These type of people go is very different. Their goal is to put you down for real, for real.
Right.
They are going to put you down. If I'm talking about, I have seen these type of individuals destroy people because I keep fucking with me if you want to. When I'm fed up for real. And ain't no
Mhm.
talking to them. Once they gone, they gone.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. They got a whole level of strength that we ain't even tapped into yet.
Hey man, these type of
Yeah.
beautiful creatures, it's like putting a lion in a corner. They're going to maul you.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to maul you, and you know the bad part about it is nobody's gonna stop them.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Right. Because if it's to that point, you deserve that shit. And I'm just gonna sit back and watch. You shouldn't have put yourself in that situation.
Uh huh.
It's on you, partner.
Like my grandma said, it's always somebody tougher.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
Right.
that shit, well, I didn't see the happen. I'd be like, yeah, it is what it is, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So yeah. So that was Tim Walls and his son, his family. Like, shout out to them. You know. And then we had Kamala. Um. Oh, another thing they also did. Um. They did a video. Um. They did a video uh that looked like kind of like a trailer for a next episode of Law and Order, and they did it with the Law and Order music, but it was about Trump. Like that shit was funny, and it was creative, so that was cool. And then the last night was Kamala, um, or VP Harris. She came out and she did her speech. Her speech was, she told a little bit about her background. She was to the point. She accepted the nomination. All things that we expected, right? One thing that we was anticipating that did not happen, uh, was Beyonce. We thought we was about to get an impromptu concert at the DNC. TMZ. Oh, count your days, TMZ. These motherfuckers put out that Beyonce was going to make a surprise appearance. And we don't too much question TMZ because 9 times out of 10 they do get it right, right? Boy, did they get it wrong. This shit went so far. This shit went so far, so fast that her reps had to come out and be like, she was never in talks. There was never nothing about her even turning it on to watch it on TV, let alone be there and performing. The most we got at Beyonce was that was the song, which I believe is probably going to be the theme song of this campaign. Is her song "Freedom" that she got with Kendrick Lamar. It was on the Lemonade album. So yeah, so Kamala came out to it and she ended her speech with it, or whatever. And excuse me. So it was a lot of people online pissed. Oh, they was 38 hot. They was so mad. They was mad. All the tweets I saw, they was mad. Then apparently, another rumor was that Taylor Swift was gonna show up. So then they was like, "Oh, well, what if Beyonce and Taylor come out together?" No, nobody wants that. But yeah, yeah. So the shit went far left in a matter of hours. But yeah, yeah. Folks was mad. I wonder what the ratings looked like last night because folks was mad.
Yeah, and I bet you they turned the shit off quick.
Yeah,
They was mad. They was
yeah.
mad as
But
fuck. Them Beehive
there were
motherfuckers.
some people. There were some people that was like, "I'm still gonna watch it. I'm holding out hope. Maybe she gonna close it. Maybe she come on. She's coming on after VP Harris." Like, once I saw VP Harris, I was like, "She ain't coming on. This is not gonna happen." So yeah, but yeah, yeah. So that is the DNC in a nutshell. So yeah, do you have any thoughts about the DNC at all?
Well, y'all know me, and y'all know how I feel about this election. Again, I will tell. I'm not gonna push my agenda onto anybody, but what I will say, in all honesty, make sure that you know exactly what you're voting for.
Mm.
Um, it's cool. It's the DNC. It was great. The people that spoke for Ms. Harris or VP Harris, they put her in a resolve that is superior to what people are even celebrating about Trump. Um, but again, I just want you to know who you voting for at the end of the day. Um, and that's about it. Like, whoever you decide, just decide that just understand what you're voting for, who you're deciding for, and who is actually running the person that you're voting for.
Mm-hmm.
From the looks of it, Harris is backed by a lot of our people, and so I just hope it's in the betterment for our people.
Yeah. Um. What I will also say to piggyback off of what you're saying, I would definitely implore everyone to do their own research. Don't rely on what you hear on a show as law or what you read in a tweet as law. Do your own research. Research the people to see if what people are saying is true, because it could be propaganda. It could be all lies. It could, you know what I'm saying? Um, One of the people that did speak was D.L. Hughley. Um, he went publicly on his radio show and talked shit about VP Harris. And VP Harris, instead of like when they did see one another, instead of her trying to plead her case or argue with him or anything like that, she just challenged him to look up her record. And he did, and he publicly apologized a couple of times. So yeah. But yeah, but don't take anybody's word for it. Just do
Nah,
your own research.
don't research.
Yeah.
Figure out who you voting for.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, um, for my people in Missouri, I want you to really understand certain people that are also getting pushed and certain political parties. In Missouri, I want you to pay attention to this lady named Valentina Gomez. And I want you to pay attention to her because if she actually gets voted in, this is the most disrespectful ass Latina bitch I've seen in my motherfucking life. I seen one ad for her and I had to deep dive to see who she is. Oh man, listen, we have had these talks about Latinos really wanting to be white
Mm-hmm.
for real. You know that brown skin, white soul. I know I've said this before, being who I am. But she is definitely one of those. I want y'all, if y'all ever have time, look her up, watch her ads and the things, the disrespectful shit that she says, and she is, and it's because of the party she's in and how disrespectful the person is running for president is. She is. Let me see if I can find some shit. Just
You
okay.
know, there's a couple of them in politics, and I feel like it's their proximity to whiteness that has them feeling that way, that they can talk out the side of their neck.
Yeah, I'm talking about. Okay, I'm gonna pull up just one thing she said.
Fun I've ever had. I put the fear of God on these groomers, pedophiles, and corrupt politicians. I want to thank the 47,000 people that voted for me. We rejected millions, almost got arrested, shot big, beautiful guns, triggered every liberal in America, didn't pay for ads, got hundreds of millions of views, and we did it all without holding a single fundraiser. Hollywood, the establishment, and the Democrats all came after me because I didn't want this gay shit being shoved in our throats, men in women's sports, and babies getting killed. And yes, I lost this election. But I'm young, beautiful, and rich as fuck. Let's make America great again.
Mm.
This is
Yeah.
the type of individual that was on the ballot in
Hmm.
Missouri.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad she lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she is.
Yeah.
If you look at some shit, I've seen ads where she was like, and I'm not disrespecting nobody, but she was like, "We got to get these faggots out the office," and I'm like, "Whoa."
Wow. It's like how can I be more disrespectful than Trump? Because I'm sure Trump uses that word. He just doesn't do it in public. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's
her
it's
being
horrible.
Latino, and she was really on some these illegal aliens are bringing crime to this community. I'm like, you are a gun-toting Latina, bitch. You probably were raised from a crime syndicate for real. Let, let's get you are rich
Mhm.
and Latina, and you still have a really, really deep accent, which lets me know you got here in the wrongest way possible.
Not the wrongest way.
The wrongest way. Yes, the wrongest. I know that's not a word. It's a word for me. The wrongest way. For you to say the things that you say and have a deep accent.
Yeah, that be the killer part about it. It's like, first off, you need subtitles to say this shit, and you're legit saying this shit. Like, just I don't know. It just seems like they're like, how can I be more disrespectful than Trump? Because they want to tap into the Trump. They want to tap into the MAGA voter. You know, they want to get that cosign from Trump. I just saw this thing on CNN today. It was this story. Now, this the subject the subject matter is it's legal. I should put it out there that it is legal. However, it's like you're not slick on what you're doing. Because there was a couple of politicians that Trump ended up co-signing. Like he brought them on the show or the campaign trail with him, and they probably talked at a couple of his rallies, and he did officially endorse them. And they are doing well. One of them was doing good. One of them lost, but they were using Mar-a-Lago for like events. So they would have like a $20,000 bill. Then there'll be another time where they would have like a $15,000 bill. So like all these events are adding up. So it's like more and more revenue to Mar-a-Lago. One of the people that did this and Trump ended up endorsing, but like I said, he lost, was Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker had $80,000 worth of events at Mar-a-Lago, and Trump uh, Trump endorsed him, but good deal that he lost because that man was dumber than a box of rocks. But
I'm like, man, do we even count Herschel for anything? This man.
well, when you see that, you count that. You know what I'm saying? Um, then on top of that, they also said that the Trump campaign is racking up tabs at the Trump businessman establishments. So he's like doing events and shit like that at Mar-a-Lago. He's staying in the Trump Tower. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like because he got several different commercial properties. So he's utilized, like his campaign is utilizing his establishments and they're charging the campaign. So he's like making money like that. But again, none of this stuff is illegal. But it's just like, I see what you're doing. And you ain't slick. I see it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on this campaign, you know. Couple people in the chat on Bill the Real says that he will, and I appreciate the support. Episodes coming soon. Yeah, definitely let us know that. Beckerman is watching. He says the wrongest vocabulary. Then he said, at least with Herschel, we can chalk it up to CTE. Right. Right. You definitely can, especially when he tried to do that robot walk. That was horrible. Like, yeah. That was CTE sprinkled all up into that one. Um, but yeah.
Herschel Walker is one of those people where your grandma would be like, "It's okay, baby, take your time.
Right, right. Let him use you. Just let him
Let
bless
him
his
use you,
heart.
baby. Let him use you."
Right. Bless his heart. So
Nigga can't
yeah.
get through one Bible scripture.
Right. On Easter Sunday, that was his Easter speech. Just one Bible verse. So yeah. But yeah, so that was the DNC. Um, so yeah. So now completely switching gears. Um, there was this story that like a week or so ago went viral on TikTok, and then of course it went all over social media because I saw it on Twitter first. But there's this guy who basically the story is that he is getting married. He says that he has spent between $100 to $200,000 already on his wedding. That's a big gap between 100 and 200. Like, which one is it? But anyway, um, he has come up with the bright idea, excuse me, to charge $450 for his wedding, to attend his wedding. So the invites went out with this notice in the invite, and asking people to RSVP and pay their $450 for a ticket. He said literally everybody uh that they invited declined. And he doesn't understand why. He's like, you guys go and buy a ticket to Beyonce, you go and buy a ticket to Chris Brown, but you can't support your family. Like, I don't understand. Am I wrong? Yes, absolutely. You are 1000% wrong. Cause bitch, I ain't getting married. You getting married. And I don't want to come to this motherfucker no way. But if you want me here to support, I'll be here to support for free. Bitch, I'm not paying shit. You're lucky I said I'd come. But yeah.
I just, I'd be so appalled
Mm-hmm.
that normal people feel entitled to some shit that doesn't make any sense for it. Like, if you're paying for a ticket for a wedding, it would be like royalty. Like, my
But
mother
royalty
loved
ain't
Princess,
charging.
my mother loved Princess Diana, like one of her favorite white people. If she could
Yeah.
afford to go to the wedding, if they would have had tickets, I'd get her paying for it. She loved that white lady. I don't understand you entrepot niggas think that a motherfucker is going. Do you think that what I'm giving you is gonna be $450?
Dude, you better take these champagne
Wedding
glasses and
gift
call it
cost
a
that much?
goddamn day. Like,
Bitch, I got you some candles. What the
I
fuck?
got I got you some wine glasses and champagne flutes, bitch. You better take them and call it a day.
Yeah, what the fuck are we doing? Listen, you know what what I'm not gonna do is give you a funky ass $450 like your uncle tell you you want this funky 20 back. I'm not giving you no funky $450
No.
to go see your wedding. Bitch ass nigga, stream it.
Right. But this is what it screams to me. This screams that I can't afford this wedding, but I still want to keep up with the Joneses, and I want to take the pictures and put them on social media to make it look like I got this shit. So I'm about to make my friends and family pay for it. But I low key can't afford this shit.
No.
That's what this shit is screaming. Because if you spend 1 to 200,000, let's just meet in the middle. You probably spend up 150, whatever. You more than likely with your broke asses are not going on no honeymoon. You more than likely with your broke asses probably couldn't take off of work to have more than one day to get married. So yeah, no, it's given I'm broke, but I want my family to pay for it because I want to keep up with the Joneses and keep up appearances and shit. And I'm not about to pay for your whack fake ass lifestyle. No. You like I said, you lucky if I come to that motherfucker.
This is when I tell black people, listen, y'all are doing way too much, and y'all are expecting us to enjoy being under everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just only gonna say this from experience. I went to a wedding, and it was two beautiful Caucasian people that got married that I know that I really love and respect. They had a Harry Potter themed wedding that was amazing and so dope.
Mm-hmm.
They even had like the little things that like send you messages. They even had them bitches when they was sending people invites. Fucking
Right. Right.
You know what these white people didn't do? Have us fucking pay for it. Nor was that shit more than a maybe $10,000 at best. And it was a phenomenal themed wedding.
Right.
Like it was elaborate. The only flaw I said with that is, yeah, y'all probably spent a little bit too much money on these decorations because the catering service was trash. But
Gotcha.
other than that,
Yeah.
dope ass fucking theme wedding.
Right.
Again, you know what they didn't do is turn around and be like, yeah, if y'all want to come, I need a hot 75. Like,
Right.
what the fuck is wrong with you, nigga?
Right. How about I'm gonna put a couple more dollars to this 75 and actually go to the Universal theme park and ride the Harry Potter fucking train instead of
You know
coming
what
to
I'm
your
saying?
raggedy
Like,
ass wedding.
what
Like
are we
fuck
doing?
you. Right. That's what I would have told them if they would have done that shit. But yeah, like I had a whole conversation. Well, the conversation went left. You can only imagine why it went left because so I was in a wedding last year and it was very cost friendly. It was a backyard wedding and it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they did it very tastefully. You know what I mean? And everything worked out. It was a very nice wedding. I can't say nothing bad about the wedding, right? I also attended a wedding.
I knew where we were going. I knew where we were going. I knew where we were going.
Yeah.
Sorry, interwebs. This is a real personal issue that we really legit have.
Yeah. But I also attended a wedding a few years ago that was ghetto. But I will say this: neither one of them even thought about charging for the wedding. So, but
I think niggas would have knocked the whole shit over.
like,
If a motherfucker would have stopped them at the gate and was like, "Yeah, it's $5 to get in."
right, $5. And it's hot ass wedding with these tiki torches. I bet I don't.
Fuck, are we going? This nigga don't even got on a real suit. What are we doing?
Okay, right. He got armpit sweat because it's hot as fuck. Even the damn officiant took his jacket off because it was that hot. But hey, I digress. But yeah, but no, I wish a motherfucker would try to charge me to go to their wedding.
First off, let's understand that this is not for me.
Right.
This has nothing to do with me. This is me even showing up It's just saying that I respect the sanctity of your marriage and what you about to do.
100.
Why in the world would I feel like I'm obligated to pay for something that you're going to have to go through?
Dude.
You know, and you're not my child. You're not my mother. You're not my auntie that fell on hard times. Like, and my thing is, because I know how weddings work, this shit already is paid for. So why the fuck am I gonna do anything? It's cost between $100,000 and $200,000. That either you drop the down payment, my nigga, and you making payments on that shit, you continue to do that. Because what I'm not gonna do is help you pay for this shit when I know in the next couple of days you're gonna be right in the office with me talking about, yeah, that was a cool motherfucker. No, it wasn't. Bitch, nigga, I gotta pay. My fucking rent about to come up. Like, what you mean that was a cool motherfucking wedding, nigga?
Right. Wasn't nothing cool about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
About that shit, and nigga, I got T-Mobile calling the shit out of me right now. Nigga, I was supposed to been pay that bill.
Right. And then you talking about y'all spend y'all money on Beyonce, y'all spend y'all money on Chris Brown, because Beyonce and Chris Brown gives us a show. We see where our money going. I'm not about to give you $450 for some shit you want. I don't have no control over. All I get to do is just sit here and later on eat the food. I can't control what kind of food y'all preparing or nothing. Like, you ain't asking my input. You didn't ask me if that's the color theme I wanted for your wedding. Like, what kind of shit is this? Like, absolutely the fuck not. You know what I'm saying? So we got several comments. Let's go to the comments. Unveil the Real says 450 is wild, LOL. Beckerman says 450. Do I get to take a to-go box off that buffet? First off, it better not be no motherfucking buffet for 450. It better be a plated meal. Let's start there. And then, yeah, you take about 3-4 plates. Be able to feed the whole family.
Yeah, what are we
for
talking
a couple of days.
$450. I got a shit. Whoever catered it, I got a voucher for the next time he want to do an event, nigga, because he's gonna do that shit for half off for me.
Something shit. So then Unveil the Real says, like, is his family rich or something? Probably not. They probably just regular working class people. Because I mean, he don't. And then this is the killer part about it. When you see the guy, he don't look like too much of nothing to even be trying to do this. That's probably the reason why he's trying to charge, to be honest. Beckerman says, no rich people wedding charges. That's a wannabe hustle. If you're going to rob me, you better be wearing a giant clock.
Oh no. Now that's an inside thing. That's an inside thing. Beckerman really got robbed by
Flavor
Flav. Yeah. So for people that don't know what he's talking about, he legit really got robbed by Flavor Flav.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's telling the truth. Like, if he's gonna get robbed, a nigga gonna have a big ass clock around his neck. And he's gonna tell him in this robbery, he's gonna say, I love you.
Right. But you better know what time it is, boy.
Yeah. But I love you though. Like real life. I love you.
Right. But I'm gonna need that up off of you. Unveil the Real says, and you gotta buy a suit or a dress, LOL. Right.
I'm not buying shit. Listen. If I'm paying $450, it's gonna be a theme wedding. Period. And could be not only a theme wedding, it's gonna be a wedding where we're going somewhere else. Now I'm gonna pay $450 if we gotta pay for like the hotel and all that old extra shit. I can see that happening.
That makes sense
when it's one of those weddings.
Yeah,
because that's private between a handful of folks that you want to represent while you getting married. So I see how that works.
Yeah. That's the only way that would work, but it's not money that I'm putting into the couple's hand.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they are paying for the nuptials, but for me to get there, for my accommodations while I'm there, yeah, that would be on me. That's normally how that goes on a destination wedding. Beckerman says, my wedding's theme was, my mom took over this shit because she always wanted a dream wedding. I have seen That happened a few times. I have seen that happen a few times. Yeah. Beckerman also says people who have destination weddings and pick broke friends to be in the wedding party are jerks.
I agree.
Mm,
I agree.
that is a thought. Um, I wouldn't necessarily say and pick broke friends. Um, I wouldn't necessarily call them jerks because I mean you want who you want in your wedding, and if you really want to go, you try to figure it out. But if there's no way of that happening, you can't be mad if you get replaced.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's true.
saying?
But
Now
then
some people will legit get mad and if you replace them.
but
And it's
see,
just like, but you can't
that's
afford
why I
it.
agree with Beckerman because it's like, um, if I know my man's struggling, um, and he can't even afford to like do some shit for his kids. The last thing I'm gonna do is be like, yeah, my wedding's in Cancun and I want you to be my best man. Like, yeah, that's the last fucking thing I'm gonna do to my nigga, unless I'm
Right.
gonna just pay for him to get there.
Yeah, yeah. You'll try like it depends on the person on if you will try to figure it out with them. You know what I'm saying? Um, but if it's like yo dog and you want them to be in the wedding and they can't figure it out, if you like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to replace you. You can't get mad at them for replacing you either.
Yeah,
You know what
you
I'm
can.
saying? Like,
But
cause like I say, like you want who you want in the wedding. Like, if I were to get married and I were to have a wedding party, and I pick whoever I want in my wedding, and if I have a destination wedding and they tell me they can't make it on a destination wedding, you kind of got to give them a little understanding with that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can't do it.
and you need
You
to
know?
plan for it.
Yeah.
I've seen I've seen plenty of destination weddings. A couple of my friends have had destination weddings, and they plan for it. Now, I have one individual that I've been knowing since we were in like the fifth grade. Her and her husband had a destination wedding, and it was like they were. I forgot what where they were going. Some it was on the beach, but they did it like a week um before they actually went. And so they was telling people this is you can drop this amount of money and then by the end of by like end of business day Friday, you need to drop the rest of this money. And then we're gonna leave next week. And a lot of people didn't show up to that wedding, and they were that kind like, for the real ones and whoopty and all this shit. And I was thinking
No.
like, shit, for the real ones, because I looked at it and I was like, I seen because they did the whole invite, and then when I looked how everything was, you had to drop like on Monday you had to drop a down payment of like three something, but then by Friday you had to drop the rest of it, and that shit was like eight something. I can't remember. I know the first number was eight, and then like everything else was like taken care of. You just bring your own money. And I was like, a lot of people ain't about to be able to drop like $1,400 like that.
Right. Right. That's not fair. That's not fair. Um, destination wedding, like, so they say the way that it's supposed to be is that you're supposed to plan your wedding like a year out.
Yeah,
So, and it's a year out from being engaged. So, if you were to get engaged tomorrow, then you would probably plan your wedding out to be at the beginning of September, right? Um, I feel like that's an appropriate time, like especially if you're traveling somewhere domestically. I feel like that's an appropriate time frame. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Because once you figure it out, you're supposed to figure out in the first couple of months what you're gonna do. You know, and then let people know these are the accommodations. Now, if you're going internationally or something like that, then maybe you probably need to plan it like a year and a half in advance or something like that. You know, um, but you do want to give people time to get their affairs together. Because it's not even just about the money. You know what I'm saying? Like people got kids depending on what time of the year, on if they have their kids, if they got to bring their kids, if they need to see if somebody can watch their kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot that goes on with that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. Let's see. Veil the Real says, y'all remember that black couple at their wedding, the bride started talking ish to folks that didn't bring gifts or anything. LOL. I never heard about that, but that's tacky.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I just show up.
Right. He says, exactly, Lily, $450 going towards my flight and room, not their wedding. LOL.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I don't mind like that. I'm cool with 100%. I ain't even gonna trip off of it. You know what I'm saying? That is because I wanted to be there because I wanted to represent myself. So boom, I'm gonna show up to that. I'm not gonna pull up 4 minutes away from me and drop a nigga $450 for a bitch that I ain't fucking.
Okay.
Like it's just what it is.
I'm not getting nothing out of this. I'm not getting no marriage. Like, I'm not saying I do to nobody. So why the fuck I gotta pay for it? Excuse me.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Like, this is what?
And then what happens if I do pay for this shit, but then something comes up and I don't make it? Can I you gonna give me my $450 back?
Right. Or what if a year from now y'all break up? Can I get my $450?
Can I get my $450? Because real shit, honestly, just because we talking about this, I've been in those situations when people have gotten married and then they end up getting divorced in a year, and my fucking frugal ass be like, so do you really need that air fryer? Because if you don't, if you don't need it, like, because y'all had two anyway, one for you and one for now you just need, like, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna give her the air fryer and she ain't even thinking about that shit. So, like,
right.
Can I get that air fryer back?
Right. I mean, I still got the receipt and everything.
Like, yeah, I just like
it's still in the box, right?
Yeah, it's you ain't even used it yet. Like I can get that money back, or shit, I could go dual for dual in this motherfucker.
Right.
Just saying, I'm that nigga. Like I be thinking about it, like.
But no, they probably gonna need the air fryer now. Now they really gonna use that motherfucker. They by themselves. Ain't nobody cooking for them.
Hey,
they don't be air frying everything.
I've really been that kind. Like, I'm like, damn, what you gonna do with him and her wine glasses? Because now that I got a lady, I'm like, them shits would be dope in my house.
Right? Like, how does that work? Like, because I gave it to both of y'all. So do you keep the him and
right?
He keep the her? Like, y'all just gonna split up the pair? Like,
if I pull up to your crib and I still see him and her glasses right there, they might come up missing. You ain't even worried about them shits.
Right. Like, you're single.
You're single as a dollar, nigga. You're not even worried. What the last thing you're gonna do is pull out your tequila and be like, where's that him glass? Like,
right,
no.
Right. All I see is her. Damn
it. I'm taking that.
All I see is her. That bitch. Now she try to keep me from drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Unveil the Real says 1 week is crazy. LOL. They know they wrong for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Two left shoes for that one.
That's what I said. I thought that shit was crazy, and but it's and I hate to say it like that, but just keeping it real about black people. It's just one of those things where us sometimes we really don't understand what setting a standard is.
Mm-hmm.
They really just thought, oh yeah, we're gonna do this right then and there, and then we gonna, because they already paid for their shit. Their shit was already paid for, and then they put this shit out a week later. Y'all just gonna be by yourself.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Y'all already paid for y'all. Now y'all like, okay, just in case y'all want to show up. That's right. You know what I'm saying. That's how I looked at it. And then once she started posting like yeah, my real ones was there with me. I'm like, ain't no, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that the thing that would annoy me, which is probably why I would, if I were to get married, I would probably be a destination wedding. Because one thing that would annoy me, and I would probably really be talking shit. I probably wouldn't get online and talk shit. Well, I wouldn't get on Facebook and talk shit. I'd probably get on the podcast and talk shit. But if I have a wedding 5 minutes away and you don't show up, that would annoy me. And I would talk my shit. I would talk my shit on that one. Cause you can't give me an excuse at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because I would think a wedding would be something important for somebody to take off work. I would think a wedding would be something important for you to find somewhere for your kids to go or bring your kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like for something 5 minutes away, like, but a destination wedding I can definitely understand if you ain't got it.
I mean, even speaking of that, and we'll talk outside the podcast because that resonates to my soul, and I'll talk to you about that because I've had recently I had people do that, and when I responded to them on that, everybody kind of looked at me like I was wrong, but I'm gonna stand on business for the rest of my days because of that.
Yeah. And that's probably my PTSD seeping through on why I would just be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do a destination wedding because I ain't got time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And that's how I mean for that situation. That's how I am for here on out. I'm just only fuck with the people that fuck with me on that level, and I'm not fucking with y'all because y'all just showed me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I talk to you about it, you're gonna be like, yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah. I understand. I think I know where you're going, and I understand. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But just for shits and giggles, this is the guy. So yeah, he's giving me a $200K wedding. Yeah, I can definitely see him paying for a $200K wedding, no problem. Insert sarcasm here.
I'm just even putting it in just numbers wise, $450, $200,000 wedding. Nigga, you invited your neighbors. You invited the fucking mail lady. You invited a random fucking dude that comes to the city every now and then and sells fucking ribs and shit. You invite because you expected you 450 compared to 200,000. Yeah, that's a small price, but adding up how much you would need, you had to invite several dozens of people.
Yeah.
And of course they didn't show the fuck up. Nigga, I fixed your plumbing last year.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about you.
Right. I met your wife one time in passing. Why am I getting an invite?
Like, what are you talking about, right. Nigga? I bagged your groceries up. What are you doing?
We only communicate on posts on Facebook. Why are you sending me this invite through Facebook Messenger? You don't even know me for real.
You cannot possibly have that many people if you have that many people in your circle is flawed as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not only is your circle flawed as fuck, you better be careful because whatever you're doing, I hope you're doing it legally because somebody telling on you.
Mm-hmm.
450 was your budget.
Right. Yeah. Just foolishness. And then this is the killer part about all this. He's not even the only person that went viral for charging for their wedding. There was another story about this couple that charged for their wedding. They charged $333. And excuse me. People paid it. They got about $40,000 back. There's no way. There's no way. I would have just saw the pictures on Facebook. Ooh, I felt like I was there. Those pictures look great. You look good, girl. Like, no.
I'm not checking nobody's pockets, but I'm gonna just say this: if you're gonna do a wedding like that, the only way I would respect it, like as a man, like I'm just keeping 100. If I got invited to a wedding and then on that invitation it said, "We do not need gifts. We got everything we have, but a contribution would be lovely."
Yeah. Now I actually was in the wedding where they said that in lieu of physical gifts, a monetary gift would be the best. But the reason why they said that was because they got married here, but they didn't live here. So it made sense.
Yeah, like that I would understand, but I'm not giving you $450 though.
No,
but I'm gonna give you a hot 100.
Yeah, right. So like stuff like that totally makes sense. Like it's easier to travel back with money than it is a freaking coffee pot. Like so
that I get. Like I would do that. Like the same money I paid for this I was about to pay for this air fryer, I'll just send to you.
Right. I'll send you with a card. Congratulations. You know. Yeah, but other than that, you can kiss my whole ass.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that fuck shit, man. Look, listen,
right. That's so ghetto. Like
I mean this in the most respectful way. I'm talking about I'm not gonna be one of them niggas that be like, no disrespect. No, I mean this in the most respectful way. Fuck you and that bitch. Flat out.
I mean that.
And I'm talking about I'm standing on that. Because I want you to say the same thing if I turn around and be on some fuck shit like that. Fuck you and that bitch.
Right. 100. Like there's no no.
I'm not about to do that. And then I gotta give a gift.
Right. Because then his motherfucking ass gonna get back on TikTok and talk shit about how he didn't get no gift, but he charged $450. Bitch, that's the gift. That's the gift for your wedding. That's the gift for the 10-year anniversary party. That's the gift for the 15-year anniversary party. Like, no, that's the Christmas gift. Like, that's your firstborn child's first 5 years of birthday parties gift. Bitch, I'm not giving you shit else.
I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
If I was even in the asinine way of even paying for this, for the rest of my days around you, if you don't look at me and be like, oh nah, drinks on me.
Right.
Like, and I'm gonna demand it. I'm gonna be like, when that nigga say, when the bill comes and they like, yeah, we just gonna split it. I'm like, no, the fuck we not.
Right.
No, fuck we not. I've been here. I already paid for y'all.
Right. I done paid it.
I paid for y'all already. Fuck you talking about? This bill's on you.
Okay, I'm talking about all the Super Bowl parties is at your house from here on out. You're hosting. I'm just showing up. I'm not even bringing a bottle. I'm showing up.
I'm not bringing shit.
Yeah.
I'm coming in that motherfucker, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, you got some weed?
Right.
I ain't got no weed in this bitch. Oh, y'all out here tripping.
Right.
I'm on your head.
Yeah, shit's crazy, yo. Just it's the audacity for me. But in the theme of marriage, another thing that had went viral was Kirk Franklin. He went on to what's his name? Cam Newton's. Yeah, it was Cam Newton's show, and excuse me, and he talked pretty much about the way that the church views women, mainly that are single, and how they basically look at them as pretty much less than, and how that's not okay. I'm actually gonna pull up what he said because he spoke bars. He spoke bars. Uh,
Sexuality has been believed that marriage has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Giving has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Sexuality has been weaponized. For example, any woman listening to this can attest in our culture. Don't be no 30, 35-year-old single black woman and go to the family reunion. All the older women are going to do them. They're going to look at you and wonder, why you not married? Where your man at? Where your kids at? Like, it's a prerequisite for identity and value. That if you don't have a man, if you don't have kids, that something about you is broken. Do you understand how dysfunctional these messages are? Yeah. And how we super spiritualize these messages? Paul said, but marriage is a necessary distraction. I have many friends that were in ministry at church, and the churches told them, if you're going to be in ministry, you can't be single. We're not going to let you work with the youth ministry if you're single. You can't do this if you're single. And so what people do, they quickly get married, thinking that they're fulfilling God's will for their lives, but they are fulfilling man's dogma. You can be single and be used by God. You can be single and have purpose. Being married is not a prerequisite for God's hand on your life. It is not, but we've weaponized it. And then crucify people where my camera at? Right there. And then crucify people when those same marriages fail.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah. He spoke a lot of bars right there. What are your thoughts on that?
It's triggering. It's triggering because it's true. With churches, with any type of religious, what's the word I'm looking for without calling religion a cult? Any religious upbringing. It's true for all of that. Just to deep dive, because I'll tell everybody the truth about me, so y'all know it's no fucking mystery in my history. My mother was victim to that. My mother was victim to getting married in a religion because that was the goal. That was, the what you needed to do to really get into this ministry. You had to be married to the show, how devoted you is for this religious sanctity. The person she married, come to find out that he was bipolar and borderline schizophrenic. No one knew that at the time, and my mother spent years, and I spent years of getting abused. So it's triggering for me because the truth hurts. We really have to understand that spirituality should be, if you're going to have a religious base or a foundation of religion, spirituality should be the house that it's that is built right over it. It should not be the dictations of what a man says is supposed to go into this religious effect. I always say this all the time about religion. The flawed thing about it is men make their own rules in religions. They'll have a set rule that you have in the Bible, and then they'll start giving you other set rules that are not in anyone's Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where the problem lies. Because for lack of better terms, most people that like discipline, especially in those religious backgrounds like that, the reason why they like discipline is because sometimes they're so flawed they think that's the only thing that's keeping them caged. And that means once they start getting significant others and they realize the type of individuals they are, some things unravel real quick. And the bad part about it is men and women, when they realize this person is flawed and I shouldn't be in this relationship, they get shunned by the very religion they did it for.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kirk Franklin for being in his religion for so long. He realized the flaws in it.
Yeah.
It takes a real strong spiritual man to say, I was taught wrong.
Yeah. But I feel like as far as Kirk Franklin is concerned, he's kind of been thinking outside the box for a while. Because I remember when Stomp came out, how some of the traditional churchgoers were shunning him for that song because it was too upbeat. You're not supposed to dance to gospel music like that. You know what I mean? So I think he's figured it out for a while that some of this organized religion is a bunch of BS because it's made by man, it's not of God.
Exactly. And because I went through the trials and tribulations I went through with religion as a young man, I always say the flawed thing about Christianity is, especially in Western culture, they allowed Christianity to be divided.
Yeah.
You'll look down the street and there's one Faith Apostles church, and then you'll look over here and it's a monastery church, and then you look over here and it's a whole nother church, and then you'll look down the way, it's a Catholic church, and they're all in a 1 mile radius. It's too much division in Christianity.
Yeah. And on top of that, especially with Christianity, it's kind of left up to your own interpretation. And the way you interpret it may be totally different than the way I interpret it. And then depending on the person, they can be very manipulative, and they can manipulate man with the word.
100%.
And they do that. Like, I mean, they use Christianity to keep the slaves in line.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how you can't get no more manipulative than that. I grew up in the church, and a lot of things that we thought was of the Bible was basically of man. And how you supposed to handle yourself and this, that, and the third. And like, there's nothing in the Bible that's telling me that I gotta wear a dress every time I come in this building. So why you have to explain this to me? Like I was thinking that like back when I was a kid, like somebody got to explain this to me. You know what I mean? There would be certain rules that I would see people abiding by. Like there would be a couple of women who work with the youth in different ministries or whatever, and they would step down, or they would be forced to step down because they got pregnant out of wedlock. And it would be like, wow, okay. And they're trying to justify it. And then I've seen, well, I didn't see it, I heard, because they stopped doing it when I became a person. But before my time, I heard about how if you got pregnant out of wedlock, you had to go in front of the church and apologize to the church. Like you did it out of spite to the church or something,
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Grown women will have to get in front of the church and apologize to the church.
Well, I get that. The religion that my mother follows, the religion that I was born into, because I was legit born into this religion, they just allowed men to have beards. So if I even, for the most part of my life, from my 20s to beyond, when my hair just started growing in, I could go to this place, but I couldn't be a quote unquote leader because my hair, I mean, it grows fast. Like at one point, that's why I just stopped cutting it because I was like, wow, like it's just gonna grow in. It is what it is. At one point, if I was in that religion, I couldn't even speak. I couldn't be a leader. I couldn't tell people anything, but I could retain the knowledge. They just changed that law. They just said that women can start wearing pantsuits.
That's wild.
This is 2024.
Yeah.
They just passed it. And the only reason why I know it is because when my mother told me, like, you know, that was gonna sway me to be like, yeah, I might need to go back then. Like, you know how far behind they are now. Not downplaying religion. I will 100% say that. Religion has saved people's lives. So I will never downplay religion.
Right.
What I will say is I will piggyback off of Lindsay, and I've said this before in these podcasts. You really have to understand who are those religious leaders in these synagogues that you are following, because some of them are really true to death wolves in sheep's clothing, and what they do is they will extort you because they're just real life scammers, and then they will lead you in the wrong path if you are really looking to be godly.
Yeah. Now that is the 100% gospel truth. I've seen it on more than one occasion with more than one pastor. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look at pastors as rock stars. They can do no wrong. And they could be the most morally corrupt individuals you have ever met. And they allow it. But God forbid a woman come in there with red lipstick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's a Jezebel, you know? Meanwhile, the pastor got a wife, a girlfriend, a mistress, 2 side chicks, and a partridge in a pear tree. So, like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I have a situation. I think I've said this before on the podcast, but I'll say it again. It was a situation where I knew the kids of the pastor and the first lady, and I watched the first lady legit, get out of collection, get the collection money, make sure everything was good, and then take a part of that collection money and go buy shrimp and lobster for her kids that night.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I was like, what the fuck happened to the brick offering, bitch?
Right. Meanwhile, the sick and shut-in ministry is growing by the day, and ain't nobody going to check on them. Meanwhile, the ministry, the community outreach ministry, where you help homeless people and you help the hungry, ain't helped a hungry homeless person in 5 months because they depleted the funds.
Meanwhile, y'all been talking about fixing this door since 1979.
Right. Ain't changed a doorknob since the first lease. So yeah.
Past the brick offering, nigga, we're still coming in a hut.
Right.
It's not a brick in this bitch.
Right. So
these are the people that you talk about, because those are the people who are real life, the original scammers. And it's in the Bible they've been the original scammers.
Mm-hmm.
It's been plenty of false prophets. Like I said, I've said this in the podcast before. I only knew one preacher that really had a job. He legit let you know everything that y'all gave him was really going back to the church, because I got a job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I worked from fucking Tuesday to Thursday. After that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm in the ministry. That is what I do. Anything,
and I'm not mad at that.
And I never was mad at that. That was
that
was one of the pastors that I actually listened to when I was on my path of trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, actually what spirituality was. It was like, I respect this. This man is like, yeah, we got to wrap it up because I got to be at work at 6.
Right.
Like,
Right. I had to wake up early. So
yeah, like
right.
we can continue this. I want to continue this with you, son. But I need to make sure I get something to eat. I take my medication and I be in bed by 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I respected that man and
Yeah.
everything that man had done. That man guided me in ways. He never tried to sway me to a religion. He just wanted to let me know that whatever you believe, just I'll always remember that God is there. So
Mm-hmm.
wherever you find a spot in spirituality, know it's God in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Some people prefer their pastors to have jobs, Um, and then some people prefer their pastors to, have their main focus be the church. Whatever your preference is, is what your preference is. But yeah, like you said, I'm not mad at no pastor that has a job. So
One. And out of the one I met that was like that, I've met several pastors and deacons that were just living off the church and have said some horrific things. And when I say horrific things, to me it's horrific because I had met a deacon one time, and he can when I was talking to him, he seemed very, very religious. I'm talking about can give you a Bible verse every time you had a problem. But then when I heard him speak, before he got into the scripture, the first thing he started talking about is putting money into the offerings, and he started talking about how much money he was giving, and he started talking about how if I can do this, if I can give $100, then I don't understand why everybody in here can't give $100 when it's going to God. And in my mind, I was thinking, what about this lady over here that looks like she is definitely on a fixed income? $100 is going to fuck her up. But you telling her she ain't good enough if she don't give $100 because that's what you say.
On top of their offering or their tithes. You know what I'm saying? On top of their tithes, because a lot of those people on fixed income, they get paid once a month, so they'll just do their tithes just one lump sum. You know what I mean? So you mean to tell me their one lump sum ain't good enough?
It ain't good enough.
You want them to keep continually giving, even though they're not continually getting money.
Yeah, and if they not reading the Bible until they go to church on Sunday, they don't even know that you're a flawed ass person.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know that they're getting scammed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because a lot of people don't read the Bible. They just make sure they go to church on Sunday. And a lot, like I said, this is when you get those scammers to fuck people up.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's I don't know. See, I go back and forth because like I said, I grew up in the church, but it's been almost 20 years since I stopped constantly going to church. And I go back and forth about getting back into the church because of all the corrupt foolishness that I've seen.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot of shit. I can do a whole podcast on the shit that I saw growing up in the church I went to. And then not only the shit that I saw growing up, but the shit that I've experienced as an adult. And then just to kind of pull back a little bit from the church aspect of what Kirk said, but just society, period. Society does look at you like it's something wrong with you when you are a woman of a particular age and you are single with no kids. Tracy Ellis Ross is 51, I think. And there was a picture on her Instagram that she took a year ago that went viral recently. And a lot of people were coming down on her about that. And they always want to throw up the fact that she's single with no kids and stuff like that. But it's just like that is obviously a choice that lady has made on her life. And I'm not even gonna say obviously, but that's a choice. That's a decision in her life. And who is anybody to judge? And who is to say that everybody wants that life? Like everybody doesn't want to be married. Everybody doesn't want to have kids. And you shouldn't look at women less than when it's not that way. And then on top of that, we shouldn't we should normalize pretty much minding our own business when it comes to that.
Exactly. It is a simple. It's
Yeah.
a simple medication that you can use, and it's called staying out of people's shit.
Yeah.
No side effects.
No. It's free.
No, it's free, and it might cause euphoria and the mindset of you have to protect yours, and also it will give you peace of fucking mind.
Yeah. Right. You would a whole zen will come over you.
Yeah.
If you just mind your own damn business. You know, as a woman, I can kind of speak on this because there are women that go through whatever they go through in life. And you don't know a person's story all the time. But the way that society is set up is that we have normalized the fact that people find it okay to just flat out be like, well, why you ain't got no kids? Well, why you ain't married? What's wrong with you? That's not okay.
Yeah.
That's not okay at all. You don't know, like when I have told people this on several occasions, when I've just gotten to my wits' end with that question, because you don't know what kind of trigger you're triggering when you go down that road. You don't know if a person has been violated and they cannot have kids. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that. And if you were to ask somebody, well, why you ain't had no kids yet? And that actually did happen to them. Now you didn't open up some shit that you wasn't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what is always expected is for nothing to happen when you mind your own damn business.
And prescribe to that medication, and you be all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Even speaking on that, I can only talk about my experience. First, I'm gonna talk about Tracy Ross. First of all, I really don't understand why, because she's not one of those weird women that say dumb shit like I've married myself. All this so extra, like she just knows who she is. And she respects it. And I respect her for respecting who she is. And I will say this, if don't nobody else say it, at 51, this bitch is built like a man's playground.
Well, all right.
I mean, I'm like, I don't understand. If I was rich and famous in 51, I would be like, all right, I need to figure out what she don't like in motherfuckers. Cause like, I just want to hang out with her. Like, I ain't even, if the opportunity jumps up, I'm gonna take it. But I want to know what it's like to hang out with you. Like, I know what I'm saying. I'm one of those type of individuals. I want to know what it's like to hang out with you, just to see how you move. See what makes you a 51-year-old that has a 21-year-old's body that you didn't have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is the structure that people should be looking at. They're trying to find flaws in a person that doesn't show you their fucking flaws.
Right.
That's weird.
And she's so unproblematic, and the fact that they took a picture from a year ago and now they're criticizing her for this shit, and it was just like, what? Like, that's
Just mad
crazy.
stupid. It's mad
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
I know.
But that just speaks to the society that we live in now, because we look at that like there's something wrong with her when that could have just very well been her choice. And even if it wasn't her choice, why are you punching down on her for this situation that may have been beyond her control? Again, we don't know because it's not our business to know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
why. I'm sorry. What was you about to say?
no, I was just saying, but like again, it pays nothing to mind your own business. Like you just don't know what kind of can of worms you're opening up when you do that, when you ask people that, or when you criticize somebody for that, so
It's just it's crazy. And again, like, excuse me, and just going off my experience, it's like for a long time, people used to be like, "You ain't got no kids yet." And as a man, that know what I'm saying, I used to be like, "Oh fuck, like what's going on? Like, why can't I focus on the things I want to focus on instead of what y'all want me to do?"
mhm,
Like, you know, for my women that think, you know what I'm saying, y'all go through a lot. I will tell you as a man, it's kind of it what really pisses you off as a man is when you don't have any kids and you're going through your 20s and then your 30s, things of that nature, and you're focused on, you fucked off in your 20s, you trying to make something about yourself in your 30s, and then a motherfucker be like, why I ain't got no grandbabies yet? Can I make sure that if that does happen, then I can take care of the little motherfucker?
yeah,
Like, can like people don't understand that? Like I have an uncle that used to say if she's past 30s and ain't got no kids, there's something wrong with her. And as I got past my 30s, I realized nah, she just knew like I'm not gonna live comfortably if I had this little shit because I only make this much and I ain't applied myself. Or I'm doing what I want to do, and right now kids ain't in the fucking equation.
yeah,
It just is what it is. It's so many layers into it.
yeah,
Like we said before, um, the best pill you can take is minding your own goddamn fucking business.
yeah, yeah. It's just that's why I'm like, let's normalize not asking those type of questions,
Yeah.
because the shit can be very triggering. And then when you add on another layer to that, as far as women are concerned, like we're fighting a clock. Men not so much, but women, we're fighting a clock. So now we got to deal with
Right.
that. Then on top of that, we go to church and we got to deal with people in the church. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's no relief. It's no relief with that. It's like I dread that question. I've been asked it since I was fucking 18 years old. And I used to be like, I'm too young. What are you talking? Huh?
It's just
like, huh? Just because you was a teen mom, don't make it the bee's knees, and don't,
exactly
like, don't put that shit on me. You know?
right. And it doesn't it what I want to really push with people that are listening to us, it doesn't mean that you are negligent or not going with everything that your spiritual belief says. And it doesn't mean that you cannot teach or provide the spiritual food that everyone else needs in your quote unquote congregation. Um, when it's all said and done with this whole thing with Kirk Franklin, what we need to do is change the mindset of how people quote unquote look at single people in the church or any type of religious basis. because it's a thin, excuse me, not a thin, it's a thick layer of being single in a church does. Being single with no kids, especially in a church, male or female. And I've seen this and I've witnessed this. Not only do they question your spirituality, they also question your sexuality.
Yeah. Then there's that.
You know, it's so many layers. Instead of them just saying, I'm just dedicated to this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
can't be that.
you can't be that. Unless you're going into Catholicism, but everybody knows when you're going into Catholicism, and I'm just going to speak that, and again, this is my opinion, but everybody knows when you're going to Catholicism is because you're hiding something about yourself. That's why they become these type of people and try to elude from everybody else because they don't want everybody to know the type of shit that they be on. And the only way I say that is from experience, from the people that I know who are Catholics and the things that I've seen gay nuns and I've seen gay priests, and they hid that shit in religion.
Yeah. Right. So they go deeper and deeper into the closet as they get more and more into their religion.
And I've seen this firsthand. So, you know,
that's a word.
That's why I said, you know, it's my opinion, but it's also my fact. I've actually seen it.
Yeah.
So I know if I've seen it and I'm a nobody, I know it. I know it's more prominent than what people think it is.
Right.
Because it's a shame, and I hate to say it like that. No, I don't, because I don't think Catholicism is real. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna. I'm not even gonna act like that. And again, this is my opinion. But that's what they do. They hide, and they hide behind religion. And even with Catholicism, it is seen they have paid more money out for pedophilia than any other religion. Which further lets me know those people that jump in there, they do it because they want to hide who they really are.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they display dicks or baby dicks and statues and all these shits that the Bible says you're not even supposed to do. You're not supposed to have false idols, but for some strange reason, all their angels are cute baby males with little dicks. But I'll digress from that.
Yeah. That's a whole rabbit hole that we are not going down tonight. But yeah, so I guess we are agreeing on the fact that pretty much Kirk Franklin spoke the honest God's truth.
He spoke the gospel.
Yeah. So last story is DJ Vlad and Marlon Wayans. So DJ Vlad interviewed a disgusting individual that shall remain nameless not too long ago. And in the interview, he brought up the fact that he reached out to Marlon Wayans' camp to see about getting an interview scheduled. And Marlon Wayans' camp replied back that his conditions was that he wanted $40,000, and then he also wanted 30% of the continued revenue that the interview would make. So Vlad declined, and he was in his feelings about it. So he brought it up on the interview with the disgusting, diabolical individual that he did interview. And that person pretty much was like, yeah, I'm not getting involved in that. That his price is his price. So somebody tweeted and tagged Vlad and Marlon in it, and was just like, basically, I understand your price is your price, and I probably would have asked for more dealing with Vlad. Vlad saw it and started talking shit online, and Marlon replied. Not only did Marlon reply, but he got in his ass. He was roasting his ass. But yeah, but that brings back up um the whole conversation about DJ Vlad being a culture vulture, and um should we even entertain the likes of him? You know, especially because he's really been showing his ass lately. Because he showed his ass a couple months ago with the whole Drake versus Kendrick beef, when he got into it with Rodney Jerkins' niece online, and he was threatening her job. And now he's on his bullshit again with Marlon Wayans. So what are your thoughts about this whole ordeal and Vlad in general?
Okay. I'll just start off with this. The individual that you do not want to speak about, I'm gonna respect your wishes and not speak about it. Because yeah, he started off like, he don't want to put that in there, and then he turned around and said that basically Marlon wasn't worth what he asked for. Now I'm gonna talk about that.
Yeah, because Vlad tried to, stand on that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'm gonna say this: when you're dealing with a scummy individual, you don't listen to whatever that scummy individual has to say.
Right.
The bad part about that is, and now I'm going to talk about Vlad, is Vlad is also a scummy individual. You everybody can say what they want to say about Vlad, and you can respect Vlad because of whatever little money he gives you, and I'm gonna stick to that, and only gonna say that because I don't want to disrespect anybody. But what I will say is, you're getting paid blood money, because Vlad's whole career is based off of setting you up to get you put in a rabbit hole. Vlad can say up and down that he's not the feds, and Vlad probably ain't the feds. And you know what I'm saying? I'll admit to that too. But you know who watches Vlad? The fucking feds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. He ain't got to be employed by him to help him. Shit.
And so when you're dealing with an individual like him, I'm gonna be just like Marlon. If you want me on there, this is what I want. I don't give a fuck what I gotta tell you. If I talk for 2 hours about the tea that I drink, you're still gonna pay me what I want. For you to be in your feelings about that lets me know that the journalist side of you has been corrupted by money.
Mm-hmm.
And then for you to get in your feelings like you did lets me know that you ain't no man. And I'm not going, and I'm gonna just leave it at that without being disrespectful. You're not no man. And the only reason why I say this is because when you got online, Vlad, and Marlon started handing you your shit, the first thing you did was what dudes that get caught up in themselves do. You start trying to Jones on some shit and call a man gay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what men do when they have nothing to prove or nothing to show for a decision they made. Mm-hmm. They turn around and try to be like, well, you did this, so you gay. Like, this is what you did. All of a sudden, it's because he likes you like that. Listen, Vlad. I respect you as a man that you is, and I'm gonna leave it like that, because I'm not no person that's gonna be talking about your religion or your culture or anything like that, but you really have to understand that a lot of us know who you really are. And so even when we decide to entertain your shit, we're gonna get the bag out of it. And so if you don't want that, then you probably need to start switching up your appearance of what people like me look like when it comes to your interviews. You know, you got people like me that'll get in there because they don't have any flaws to even be Jones don't, like Michael Jai White and all these individuals that frequently do your shit because you pay them.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, these are men that don't have any flaws that you can exploit. And so I respect that, you know, because you giving them a check. But the people that you might can do your research and try to expose me on some shit, yeah, you supposed to pay them people. You supposed to pay. I don't give a fuck how many views them people get. You supposed to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. If you could pay Boosie $10,000 every time he goes there, because he said it out loud. Every time I go on this show, you give me 50 grand. I make sure he made it a bill. He know he get 50 grand a year because he'll do 5 episodes for Vlad. So he know 50 grand is guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
If he don't do shit else, he know he made 50 grand that year.
Right.
To do that for these individuals, why the fuck you can't pay Marlon Wayans $40,000?
And Marlon Wayans is a damn legend. His family is legendary.
You and your feelings because the nigga didn't be like, oh yeah, I'll be a regular on your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, this is what I want, and then this is the back end that I want.
Right.
It is what it is. It's a business decision. Now, if you say no, you just say no. You see, Marlon didn't bring this up. You did, because you was in your bitch ass feelings. This is one thing that I say all the time, and on the interwebs, I want y'all to understand this because I know I didn't say this on this podcast before. The problem with a lot of men is they feel too fucking much. You got to be logical as a man. How you think you going to get your bitch to respect you if you ain't logical? You always in your feelings. Your girl always in her feelings. Y'all just going to be some feeling individual. That's why shit don't get accomplished. That's why niggas get they car fucked up and then, you know what I'm saying, bleach on their motherfucking clothes because they emotional and they bitch emotional. They ain't nobody sit down and had a conversation.
Yeah.
You too emotional. You way too emotional. That's why I know, Vlad, at the age that you are and the person that you are, you ain't settled down yet. You too emotional. Ain't no bitch trying to deal with that shit.
No, he's married.
He's married now?
He's been married.
Well, he was shit. Last year he was fucking with a model bitch.
I think you're thinking of No Jumper.
No, I'm thinking of Vlad.
Oh, well, yeah, like his wife will be on the show. She's one of the people that interview people.
The lady, because I've heard the lady voice. I'm sorry, that's his wife. Well, shit, I've seen when he did the interview with the bodyguard nigga, that nigga sit him out there like he was with a model, and he was like, yeah, and he didn't lie about the shit or nothing. So maybe they got an open relationship, or
maybe they broke up. I don't know, but yeah, he's married.
I'm like, yeah, he was talking about like, yeah, the bitches he deal with, or he didn't say the bitches. He was like, I like a certain woman. So yeah, you've seen me with that woman, like. So yeah, I didn't know. Like I've heard the woman voice, like real life. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know that was his wife though.
Yeah,
because I remember the interview. Like I ain't never deep dived into Vlad because I don't really care to.
Yeah, me either. I think it got brought up before when he was on the Breakfast Club, but yeah. But there's like videos and stuff online that just point out all the inconsistencies and all the bullshit that Vlad does. Like I understand why they call him a culture vulture, because he prays and eats on the worst things about the culture, and he profits from it. And he may not talk about a pending case, but he most definitely will talk about some shit that'll incriminate you.
I'm
You
not
know?
because Vlad is smart. What he'll do is he'll be like, yeah, so when you were into it with two knife Jeff, that Chicago rapper, like what happened with that?
Right.
And then
And
you get a
then
nigga off
another
some
thing,
perks and some lean, and he'll be like, yeah, you a bitch ass nigga. I remember shit, you call him two knives. I remember I stabbed him in the middle of the motherfucking gift shop. Like, yeah, you fucking yourself up, my nigga.
Right. And then another thing that he does is he doesn't talk about anything positive. Like you can own a home that was on a block that had a big old shootout and 5 people died. You don't know nothing about nothing. You was on the other side of town at the time. And you can be doing all kinds of positive shit for your community. Been doing so for the past 20 years. If you take an interview with Vlad, he's going to talk about that shootout.
Yep. And he's going to ask you why you ain't moved out the community. I've seen those. Like, he's like, well, that's why you're not supposed to be there. When you make a certain amount of money, you shouldn't be there. It's like, some people don't, like, everybody that you interview don't have enemies, my nigga.
Right.
Like, and so if somebody wants to contribute to the hood that way, they supposed to. I like the way he was talking about Nipsey, even bringing that up. It's like I was like, you got to understand that was that was because of whatever Nipsey had going on. That's not telling everybody that they need to get up out of there. Everybody's not a Crip. Everybody's not gangster. If you decide to say, hey, I'm a famous rapper now, and so I'm making sure that my hood respects and knows that I'm still here and I'm giving back to my hood, I don't see why you shouldn't be there. And I understand there's gonna be haters everywhere, and somebody's going, know what I'm saying, somebody might try you. But you know what I'm saying, if you one of those people like me that just know what I'm saying has faith in yourself, that shit shouldn't scare you.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you. If you're able to stay and you want to stay, stay. If you're not able to stay and you feel more safe not staying, then leave.
It's that's your choice.
It's
but
your
if you
choice.
feel like being there, you feel like being there.
Right.
That's what it is. And you can't tell me you can't tell me I'm wrong for not leaving.
Right.
You can't tell me that's what's flawed. Like I've literally heard him like that's what a lot of that's what these rappers are flawed at. They still want to be there. You act like a lot of these rappers are gangsters. They not. They still just want to be in their hood because they love their hood.
Yeah, but the thing is that he's looking to Boosie and seeing what Boosie did and whatnot, because that's what Boosie did. Like Boosie said that especially when he got out of jail, he could not stay in Baton Rouge no more. They was trying to kill him. He had to leave. You know what I'm saying? So he'll look at what Boosie saying and think that's law.
And that's a whole that's a whole nother scenario.
Right.
You know,
that's
Boosie's scenario is different.
Right, that's a very unique, tailored to Boosie.
Yeah, you think Vince Staples got a problem with going to his neighborhood?
Right, exactly.
Vince Staples ain't got nobody trying to kill him. Vince Staples didn't have the controversy in his name that Boosie had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or he wasn't affiliated like Nipsey was. Not saying he's not affiliated, but he ain't affiliated to the caliber that Nipsey was.
Right.
And he'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm saying something to just say it. Like he'll tell you that. Like he's good in the hood.
Right.
Like them niggas that's good in the hood, let them be in the hood. Don't tell them they need to go somewhere because they got a certain amount of money. Why do you act like that? I tell people all the time, if you got to understand that most of these rappers, they'll move somewhere else and then they'll bring all the broke niggas with them. But now they have to flip the bill. Why can't I be here and make sure that everybody else is rich?
Right. It's that crabs in a barrel mentality, because you leave the hood, you bring out the broke niggas with you, but you want to keep them broke.
Exactly.
You want to keep them dependent on you. You want to still be the big man on campus.
Shows and buying them shoes and clothes. These niggas got kids at home.
Right. Right. So yeah. So then we're going down that road of crabs in a barrel, which Marlon did speak on in one of them tweets going at him. You know what I'm saying? To your point of him just on the diabolical person he was interviewing, kind of saying some bullshit. You know, taking a little jab at Marlon or whatever.
Yeah.
And Marlon knew what it was, and he was just like, "You trying to create some crabs in a barrel type situation." You know.
Because you pay this nigga a certain amount of money
Mm-hmm.
to do interviews every year. Because this individual who you're talking about ain't doing nothing big, but he always finds himself on Vlad, excuse
Right.
me, because it's a check coming.
Right. And
You know?
you want to get his opinion, because what? Get his opinion. Like, nobody give a fuck about what he talking about. So,
Not for the status of people he's talking about.
Right.
The status of people that he's talking about don't even register him on their radar.
Right.
And that's not me being disrespectful to you, because I'm pretty sure through your revenue or whatever you do, you make way more money than me. So I'm not being disrespectful, but at the same time, I'm saying this. If I was at the level that you was on, I'm not talking about nobody over here.
Right.
Because, hey, them niggas is doing their thing. I'm going to respect them niggas.
Exactly.
I have nothing to say about that. If I was this individual, because you know me, Lindsay, because you know you family, you know the militant man I am. I'm always bet on black. I would have, if he would have said that shit to me, I'd have been like, "Why you didn't pay him that money though?"
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have said, I can't remember what he said for sure, but it was one of those things like, it was gonna be a lose situation, like he wasn't gonna get, the Cat Williams and all this, like it would have been money that he lost because people don't know what streaming money really looks like. He tried to explain it like that, like it was gonna be a lose-lose situation for Vlad. But the thing about it is, how I looked at it is, bitch ass nigga, yeah, you on his payroll. So of course you're gonna, you're legit on his payroll.
Mm-hmm.
So of course you're gonna slide with it, nigga. But me, as a person that I am, I don't even let that shit ride in the position I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna, if they doing some fuck shit up there, I'm gonna let you know you're doing some fuck shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not about to just let it ride and be like, well, yeah, that's the people that's writing my checks. If it's fucked up, it's fucked up. It is what it is, and we need to change it. Like, I would have flat out told him, like, okay, so why you didn't pay him that money? It's Marlon Wayans. Like,
right.
He's a Wayans brother. That right there solidifies him over anything. I don't care if you don't think he's funny. I don't care if you don't think he's creative. I don't care if you think he broke. I don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
That's a Wayans brother. Because even being logical on it, and respecting who you are as a black person, if I was this individual, I'd have said, would you have paid Keenan that money? Because you would have. Because Keenan don't show up. So anytime he shows up, you're gonna pay him what he wants.
Hell, Damon.
You
know what I mean?
You're gonna pay him what he wants. So if you're gonna pay them, because they gonna want way more than 40.
Hell yeah.
If you're gonna pay them, why you ain't gonna pay Marlon? And that's and that's what I would say. I would have killed all of that little extra shit he was gonna be on.
Right. So yeah, it's just another way of Vlad showing how much of a bitch he is. So
I didn't say that. I didn't say that, y'all.
But it's true. But I don't know how many times or what he got to do, but I just don't foresee him being canceled. I don't see him going nowhere.
Nah, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could talk about how much of a vulture he is. We can say how many times he's showing that he's a bitch and all this type of stuff, but he's going to be here.
At the end of the day, Vlad is publicity.
Yeah.
And publicity is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you never, he's not going to go anywhere.
No,
Unless he turns around and just says, the Tennessee basketball team is some nappy headed hoes, he's fine. He's all right. He ain't going nowhere.
Right. So, I do have a final thought. So, my final thought is there's nothing wrong with eloping.
Nice.
There's nothing wrong with eloping. Everybody ain't able to have a wedding financially. And you don't want people to have photographic evidence of you not being able to have a wedding. So Jerry's final thought, take it away.
Ooh, like I almost don't want to say anything, but Jerry's final thoughts, I have to say it. We have seen, in this episode, we watched the DNC. We watched a lot of people root for an individual and give them high resolves. We also have watched a man who is pigeonholed to a religion let you know how flawed this religion is. We have watched the culture vulture and we watched the scammer. These are the things that we have unfolded in this episode. Out of all of those things, the only thing I want you to do is be aware of yourself. Be aware of yourself and understand what you're watching, understand what you were seeing, understand that at the end of the day, it's your choice to be a part of any of these things that we talked about. If you decide to spend that $450, that's on you and that's your decision. If you decide to get married because you want to be head of the choir, that's your decision. It's on you. If you decide to vote for Kamala Harris, hopefully you do your research and understand that it is on you. If you decide to get on Vlad TV and talk about another person of your race to demean them, understand that that's not him. That's on you. At the end of the day, we all make our own decisions, whether it's good or bad. Just make sure it's comfortable for you. And it's always take care of yourself and others.
Thank you for that final thought. One question before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mispronounce her name on purpose?
Did I mess Miss Harris' name up? If I did, I'm not doing it on purpose. I swear to God.
Okay. All right, because you did it on another episode and you did it just now.
It's not Kamala?
No.
What is it?
Okay. So I just figured out the best way to remember. Well, I heard the best way to remember, I should say, not figured it out. Comma.
Comma?
No, comma. Like comma in a sentence.
Yeah.
So Kamala
Harris.
Yes, Kamala
Harris. I will apologize off the flip because again, I have my political views, but I'm not gonna disrespect nobody. Yeah, Kamala Harris.
Yes.
Sorry, because I did the same. Not I did it, but I respect how Sha'Carri the runner, she was correcting people.
Yeah.
Because I always thought it was Shakira. Like, because I'm just looking at it, like, my name is Sha'Carri. And so again, I'm like, I don't want to disrespect nobody's name because I would be mad if somebody disrespected my name. When I grew up going through, I really don't want to lie on this. So from the 3rd grade to the 6th grade, I had teachers calling me Troy Huggies. So
that's them not paying attention to
exactly
letters, right?
So I will never ever want to disrespect people's names.
Yeah.
So
wow. Okay. Yeah,
so
because I'm like,
Kamala,
yeah, it's Kamala.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
I am sorry, VP Harris, for disrespecting your name.
yeah, yeah. That's funny. All right. Well, this is episode 129 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys for episode 130. Bye.
Exactly.